Alright guys, Tom here, and we start off episode 6 of this Road to Glory series by saying good game to the guy that I played in the episode 5. It was a draw, it ended up 5-5, and I just wanted to say that I'm not bitter. I do like to congratulate people when they come down from a ridiculous score and end up drawing with me, and we had a little bit of a crisis. I always say this, but I managed to sort it out by putting Vassell on the injury list, and I also got Montagna injured as well. I also needed to fill up some contracts which I needed to fill with Bowden, so I ended up going and buying myself another bronze pack. And by the way, I am going to start doing some gold pack openings or maybe some silver pack openings, since I've got a webcam now and I can do pack openings, so that should be pretty good. In this bronze pack I ended up getting Ajos, who was a rare English player. He had pretty good stats, so I thought he might go for a decent amount of price. So as you'll see in a minute, I do actually put him up for 500 coins on bidding. And I was pretty disappointed actually. He didn't actually sell on the first time. I then used the contracts to fill them up on Bowden, and I ended up swapping Montamino for a player from Wales who was a left winger, and I thought he'd fit in quite nicely with the chemistry in the team. So I went into the second round of the Bronze Star Shield, and I got against this guy, and he had a pretty self-explanatory team, kind of like mine. It's all English, and he has the beast Westcar, who's worth about 14k guys, because he has some amazing pace. I think he has 91 pace, but I get lucky really early in the 6th minute, and I get a really cheeky penalty. And guess who's going to take it? It's going to be the beast, number 10 Whittaker, who has put away all our penalties so far in the Road to Glory series, and he's just going to slot it top right hand corner yet again. And then I go and get myself another goal from Ollie, who uses amazing strength to just strike it into the bottom right hand corner past the keeper. He can't do anything about that, and Ollie celebrates in style. Unluckily for me, the whole match went out of my hands as he went on a complete tear with Westcar first, and then he scored another goal from this guy from a beautiful finesse from Taylor, and then he grabs himself another goal from a really lucky rebound. Watch this, comes off the post and then just walks it in, and the game ended 3-2, and I was really disappointed as I was out of the cup, I was out of the Bronze Shield tournament, and I was really disappointed because it just slipped away from me. I don't really know what happened. It's as if the guy just took drugs in the middle of the game, but you know, stuff happens like this on Ultimate Team, and he played pretty well after that. And then I went into my trade part and realised that none of the things I put up went up, so I decided to put a Joe's for a cheaper price, and then ended up quick selling these two items as they weren't really worth selling anymore. I then needed to put a contract on Andrew, who is in my left back, so I had decided to go and buy another bronze pack as I was out of contracts again. I didn't get anything special in this pack, by the way, guys. I only got an English goalkeeper, and I keep getting goalkeepers. I'm not sure why. I also got a Scottish guy there, but I was mainly looking for contracts, and I ended up putting this home kit as my main kit. So then, with my pack, I ended up putting a contract on Andrew, having a little bit of a mix round in my subs, getting all English players on the subs bench, and I also ended up putting this Irish manager as my manager, as he was in the 4-3-3 formation, perfect for my team. I then ended up getting up against this guy who had a really basic team. Looks like he just started off with the bronze starter pack, but no worries guys, because he ended up leaving after a really short amount of time in the game. But this is pretty lucky for me, as it ended up that when I went back into my squad, that Darius Vassell had come back from injury, so I could now use him in my matches, and I was really happy about this. And that also means Montagna was back from injury, and I put him on my left wing position. I also added a contract to Oakley and a contract to Ollie, and we were ready for the purchase of our second silver player. I ended up buying Dyer from Leicester, so he'd link up beautifully with Darius Vassell, as he was from Leicester as well, and he's in the 4-3-3 formation of course, and he has a pretty beast amount of pace, good dribbling, decent shot, and he's a really good player for a silver rated player, and I got him for a really good cheap price, so I was happy about that. I ended up adding him straight away, and I think I'd completed my subs bench with all English players, so that was good. And I ended up getting into the last game of this episode against this guy who had an absolutely insane team. Look at that, he had an in-form striker and an in-form left winger, and this guy was crap. I'm just going to say he was crap. He must have opened millions and millions of packs together. Insane team, as I went on a complete rampage. Vassell in the 3rd minute ends up shooting, gets a rebound, and Ollie takes advantage of the rebound and just slots it in the 3rd minute. And then Oakley crosses it in, and this leap from Frampton is amazing. Look at that, just right into the bottom left hand corner. Keeper can do nothing at all. And then a little cheeky 1-2 goes to Dyer and does an awesome finesse, top right hand corner on his debut in the 16th minute, 3-0 up in the 16th minute. Then he gets a little cheeky goal out of nowhere from a decent cross, but I then went on another rampage and got another goal from Vassell, smashes it into the left corner. What a goal in the 43rd minute. And then I decided to get another goal before half time in the 45th minute. Look at this free kick, just bounces off the crossbar, and then I get a really a good smash from Oakley. And I was already 5-1 up before half time, and then after half time I did some really good play from Vassell, and then Hogg just smashes it in from the pass in the 50th minute. That was a great goal. And then Vassell just runs up, I see the keeper's off his line, and then I just go for a really good shot, and luckily it goes into left hand corner. What a goal, and I'm pretty certain I wouldn't want to get hit with that ball. And that was it, guys, for that match. 7-1 in total again, and against the guy who had 2 informed players, and Vassell got a brace. And we have another mixture of players that scored, so I was pretty happy with that. Oakley got the man of the match, and I earned a staggering 967 coins. Great result for us as we went off the boil a little bit. So thanks for watching, follow me on Twitter, and goodbye.